charging, it just scares me. All right. So if you buy a $70 charger, it doesn't do that. So there's something different between these chargers. So that's just an opinion, just from experience. And so I think if you get a good grade charger, you don't have to worry about it here because this is a match system. So there's no guesswork. When you go with the more custom-made packs, all right, I recommend, I have a company right here in Pennsylvania who makes medical-grade chargers, and the good news, they're between $60 and $85, so we can afford them, and they work perfectly because there's a chip in them. All my chargers, I'm putting a little plug in for my charger, my chargers match these batteries. There's a chip in the charger that's programmed for those batteries, and there's a range so that you can use different size batteries with this one charger. So we're very, very cognizant of safety and then performance of the battery. Let's get the most we can out of that. And I think, Bob, do you have another comment?
The exception about leaving the battery discharged is the NACTAN batteries. They want to be discharged. Matter of fact, the people
That's right.
who run the dirt track cars and all, they have dischargers to train them.
That's right.
And they're the ones with the memory. So you need to discharge them all the way and charge them all the way and nothing in between, but they like to be stored discharged.
That's it. One thing you'll find out if you get associated with a club, if you talk to people at shows like this, we all have experience with the batteries. We've gone through the gel cells that are like a brick. We've gone through the NiCads, which have what we call memory. And we sort of found now some really good batteries out there that seem to work well. And again, it gives us better run times and we just have more fun. So I would, talk among your groups and things like that. I want to make one little comment. The internet's a great source of information. All right, when you read this information, make sure you understand what they're doing. I had a conversation with a gentleman who knew what he was doing, but I don't think it was fair that when people read it, that you're going to spend $250 on lithium batteries, you're going to wire them up yourself, and you know what you're doing. Because I could see the house burning down. All right, so just a word of caution, when you read stuff on all these forums and everything, there's some folks who are good with what they're doing. But if you can't do it, then you go to Bob, you go to me, you go to John, you go to Bob, and we'll guide you through the process. Because you don't want, there was a story not too long ago, an engine burned the guy's garage down. I don't know if you all heard about that last year. And when you start making homemade batteries, all right, we're not going to warranty the stuff. Us that install these, we're doing it so you get best performance and you get run time and it's safe. So just ask. That's all. Just ask until you're satisfied. I am pretty much out of time. And last thing I just wanted to talk about, and then I got to get out of here, is frequencies. All right. At the show, you'll meet folks who sell different systems. All right. This system happens to be on the 27 megahertz frequency, which is the old CB channel. All right, thank goodness the CBs are gone, otherwise we'd be bumping into CB radios all day long. So this is a very inexpensive system because we can use a frequency that has very little cost associated to produce the results. All right, so you'll see 27 megahertz, you'll see 75 megahertz. The new technology that's out there is 900 megahertz, like our telephones at home. All right, so there's different brands out there that are on different frequencies. All right, you can get opinions all day long on which one is the better frequency. Think of it this way: which one is going to work the best in my train and on my railroad? If you need 200-foot range, then you're going to probably look at a 900 megahertz frequency system because it can do that. It's not as susceptible to motor noise or other electronic noise that's in there, except for airplanes. If an airplane goes over your house and they're transmitting, the train could be doing some interesting things, but that they run into that issue. Or if you live by the airport outside Boston or something, or Washington area. But nothing's perfect, all right? But what you want to learn about is the antenna. Instead of us debating what frequency we want to go on, find out from who you're talking to, all right, well, how are you going to mount the antenna? How are you going to guarantee the results, all right? If I'm going to use 27 megahertz, then I need one of these little whip antennas here. Or if I'm going to use 75 megahertz, I probably want one of those little whip antennas, because for 12 bucks, it guarantees good results, good performance. You're not going to have any radio range issues. All right. The 900 megahertz is really cool because it's only a 3-inch antenna, and you can hide them nicely inside the engines. But I believe those systems are more money. So it's a give and take. All right. So as you get educated, ask the questions, talk to people who maybe run systems. You'll find out that the transmitters, some of them are more complicated than others. And then how do they deal with the radio range? All right. So that's probably a lot of information too quickly to go through in an hour. Before we conclude, any questions, anything that we want to discuss with the group, or if not, just enjoy the show. Yes, Dusty.
We use most of this stuff back in the WBN GRS layout. So come on back and we'll show you the various pieces.
There we go. So that's good. That's right. And I'm glad you brought that up. All the clubs that are here, the New Hampshire group, the Washington group, the Pennsylvania group, you'll see all kinds of control systems. You'll see track control systems. You'll see radio control systems. And everybody, has a comfort level with them. And sometimes it's whoever you know, because, they got one, I get one, that type of thing. And that's just sort of how it works. But a show like this is awesome because you can learn a lot, and you can see all the different systems out there. And we'll talk to y'all later. And I thank you so much for all your questions and time.